Big week, International Women's Day, only the other day, and that normally heralds an opportunity to catch up with the woman called Robyn Foyster. She's in Sydney. Women Love Tech. She's the founder of that organisation. They do some tremendous work. What a big week it's been. What a big year it's going to be for women, I think, Robyn.
Yeah, look, it's a really exciting time, International Women's Day for many. I mean, although a lot of women point out at this time on March the 8th that it really shouldn't be every day that we, like one day of the year, that we focus on equal, rights and equal pay for women. But, it's also a good time for a lot of women to share their, views on what's going on. And we've been busy. We recorded 55 women and what their messages were to other women on International Women's Day, which was lovely because one of them was an Indigenous tech woman in tech, and she was very excited about the future in tech, and that was great to do.
Robyn, can I just ask you, was there one message that kept resonating throughout all those other messages?
Yeah, it was, this year was about challenging yourself. And the one message that really came out loud and clear was, to actually stand and be counted and be bold and confident in the workforce as a woman. And I also spoke on Pause Fest this week about on a panel about the rise of the female founder. And, that was another message that came across loud and clear that, a lot of women should consider entrepreneurship as a career.
Yeah, we're seeing and hearing much more on that subject from so many different areas and sectors. I agree with you. It's a tremendous growth opportunity. And look, I have a daughter, and I've always aspired and wanted her to have the best of whatever she wanted. And if she needed to want to become Prime Minister of Australia, Lord knows why would you think doing things like that, but maybe that's what we need. We need a strong woman to stand up and say, come on Australia, we can do so much better and we can behave so much better, can't we, Robyn?
Yeah.
The world would be a much better place.
Yeah, true. I covered a story that a survey by Finder, which talked about how, women actually have a track record of being better investors than men, and actually very good with budgeting their money, but they're just not very good at certain aspects like saving for their super, and that is an issue that women need to really recognise. That's that how important putting money away for your super fund is. Well,
it gives you confidence that tomorrow will be safe and that you can go forward and do a whole host of other things. Tell me something. During this International Women's Week, you've spent almost as many hours out and about watching so many new gizmos and gadgets introduced. And one of the biggest ones, and I know it's impressed you because you haven't stopped talking about it, it's Oral-B's super expensive but extraordinary toothbrush. It's the Oral-B, what is it, I.O.?
Yes, that's right. I've got it here, in fact. It's a Series 9 Oral-B I.O. and it is $749 to buy this little baby. Yeah.
That's not a little baby. That's a very expensive unit. That's yes. almost a mini computer, isn't it?
Well, it's incredible. But technology has come to healthcare in a very big way. We've talked about this before, but this particular toothbrush is the result of 6 years of R&D work. It has, some amazing features that it tracks your mouth using AI, technology. So that's artificial intelligence technology. You can also, monitor, how you brush your teeth so that you can improve it. And that's everything from the amount of pressure you put on your teeth, is it enough or not, and how long. And it's meant to be 2 minutes, and everyone brushes their teeth probably shy of 2 minutes. But you use an app to actually make this, to get the analytics, so to speak, of how you brush your teeth to help improve your teeth brushing. And it's a little bit like fitness tracking. we're all wearing Fitbits and Garmin smartwatches
well,
to
that's
improve our health.
That's the next bit of technology. We're using wearables like never before, and I suppose the companies, as you touched on, some of those companies, they're out there and they're doing. I suppose they're contributing in ways that we never imagined, and you're seeing them each and every week, something brand new. But tell me something.
Yeah.
What are we saying to the orthodontists and to the dentists? You better be on your best behaviour because we're coming after you.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think a lot of dentists now are recommending people do brush their teeth using an electronic brush because the technology is designed to brush your teeth better.
Yeah, the best results, I can imagine. Look, just saying 2 minutes, I would put it to you that 90% of the marketplace would not sit there for 2 minutes and brush their teeth. So if 2 minutes is the optimum, I put it to you that more than 90% of people don't do that.
Yeah, and it's a little bit like tracking your sleep. You know that you're meant to have 8 hours sleep, and you can track to see whether you actually have been brushing your teeth for 2 minutes or not over a period of time. And it's gamified as well. So you get smiley faces when you do it right. I mean, it's just another level where it's not our, generation haven't grown up with it, but the next generation, this will be the norm for them.
Oh, look, I know women love tech is your idea, but wearable jewellery? Seriously?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So
Come on.
So there's all sorts of smart. It's not just smart clothes, smart watches nowadays. It's smart jewelry, and there's jewelry that you can wear. Like there's an Aura ring, which actually inside the gold ring tracks your sleep levels, and you can also with smart tech fashion. There's like the new Nike BB range that has that has technology involved in lacing up your straps.
So
everything and tracking your steps.
So everything is embedded in everything we're wearing, sitting on, standing on, and walking on. That's incredible.
That's the new move, and the big brands are all behind it, like Nike, and they're really into the health tech trend. That's the movement that's taking place. And why wouldn't you embed all sorts of technology into your clothes?
Well, I can't see why not. I suppose the reason was we didn't have the technology. As you know full well, from our first phones to the latest phones that we have today, the computing power is gone off the charts. You and I touched on the subject once. We were talking about something completely different, and I said to you that Neil Armstrong, who I got to meet many years ago now, couldn't believe the computing power that I had in my Motorola phone, because he said it was way, way in front of whatever they had on the lunar module on the moon in '69. So imagine, we have come in leaps and bounds, and you're saying to us now, we're only limited by the imagination of all those big companies that are out there saying, what else can we do to make your life, run as smoothly as possible? I notice now that even the app makers have joined the party, and they're talking about extraordinary things like Radio Garden. What's a Radio Garden?
Oh,
Robyn
so
Foyster?
Radio Garden's very exciting.
Come on, tell me about it.
So Radio Garden it's an app that you need to download, and it started quite a few years back, but now it has, it has 300,000 radio stations connected to it. So you basically can, when you download the app, you see the big globe, and you can pick anywhere in the world and listen to the local radio station. So why that's exciting is that I come from Mudgee, so I could listen to the local news happening from there, or if you want to hear what's happening in Azores, you can now.
Well, this is amazing. I've listened to Mudgee Breakfast on radio, and it's very different to city radio. The Azores, a beautiful part of the world. I can only imagine. The thing that would appeal to me is if I was learning or wanting to learn a new language, it would be terrific. You drop it in the background and you can practice and get the nuancing right, and the lyric of the language is something that can embed itself in our brain and helps you translate and get on top of learning a language. So I can see great benefits that way, but there's also the music, which is international, isn't it?
Yeah, and look, it's a lovely way of, we've seen a lot of movement towards niche publications and everything, and
Yep.
this is sort of a movement towards just location.
Well,
To very just,
especially when we
like,
couldn't move in the last year with so many
yeah.
lockdowns.
So
This
and
is
that
terrific.
and that and that's why now there are 15 million people who've downloaded this app, because there are certain apps that have just become massively popular, because of COVID. And you
Amazing.
can understand if you do come from the Azores, you might, and you're living in London because you can't get back there. How wonderful!
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I cannot wait to catch up with you next week to find out what more you've got in your little Santa's bag. I know it's early, but couldn't we do a Santa in May or Santa in April, each and every month, just as you want to have.
Well, they do Christmas in July.
Well, yes. Now that you put it that way, you're the one that wants to do International Women's Day every day for the whole year. Why don't we each week we come to you, make it part of the International Women's Year, and say to Robyn Foyster, who is all about women who love tech, and take us on a journey each and every week and give us the lowdown on what's happening.
Yeah, look, I'd love that. I can showcase an amazing woman every week for you. I'd love to do that.
Do you know what we need to do to make it even more exciting? We need to give away one of those Oral-Bs. Now, wouldn't we have a few thousand people lining up to be participants in that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Probably arrange that too through TNG, yes.
I think that's a fantastic idea. Look, thank you very much, Robyn, for taking us on this journey. From the Oral-B to the wearable jewellery to the radio garden. That's Robyn Foyster. She does love her tech, and she does it better than most. She's been on this journey to give young women and women of all flavours a real reason to get out there and be more involved. And it's an exciting goal that she's been making and encouraging people to pursue, and we wish you all the success in the world. Robyn Foyster, thanks for joining us once again on The Informer.
Thank you, George. Thanks for having me.